See, we get to define who we are. We get to define who we are, and that's awesome, right? Let me ask you guys something. What are you really responsible for? Babysitting, cars, jobs, right? But when you boil it down, what are you really, really responsible for? I came up with 3 things that I'm responsible for, and that's it. My actions, my reactions, and my attitudes. And that's it. I'm not defined by what happens to me or by what somebody says about me. I'm defined in my choice and how I respond to that, right? And those decisions define who I am, how I see myself, how I relate to the world. I have the power. I define me. You guys can define you too. At 8 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. How many of you guys know someone or have experienced the devastation of cancer? That's too many hands. That's too many hands. I went to my house, I walked into my bedroom, I sat down on my bed and it all came crashing down on me at once. Why? Why me? Puddle of tears. Why me? Why do I have one leg? Why can't I hit the ball? Why can't I run with my friends? Why is my dad not around? Why me? Why me? Why me?
I met Zach about a couple months ago, and in about 10 minutes of talking to Zach, you know, he completely changed my life.
One night, when I came across the most inspirational, entertaining, captivating, educational television program in the history of American broadcast arts. WWE Monday Night Raw. That's the subject, about being brave, about taking a shot. I need a brave soul. I need one brave soul to come up here. Yes, sir, right here. Yes, sir, right here. Let me ask you something. If you get this question right, you will win an Amazon.com gift card for $30. What was Benedict Arnold famous for during the Revolutionary War?
Switch sides.
Switch sides. Give Tom a round of applause. We believe the lies that are on the labels that people put on us. I'm fat, I'm skinny, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough. We believe that crap. It's up to you to rip those labels off. It's up to you to define yourself. You have that power. You define who you are. Take your shot. The last thing you want to do in life, not even in wrestling, but in life, Zach, the last thing you want to do is quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens.
After listening to Zach's speech, it just touched me inside. I mean, it's definitely going to change how I act now.
I had the whole world handed to me on a platter. At 20 years old, all of my dreams came true. But why didn't I feel any different about myself?
His speech was very powerful, and it meant a lot. It really meant a lot. It touched me, and it's been one of the best speeches I've ever heard at our school.
1 year after drinking and using drugs heavily and abusing them, I was a full-blown addict in alcohol. And as I'm leaving, as I step off the porch, there's a man with a gun pointed right between my eyes. And he says, "Run your pockets." He said, "Run your pockets." I was the definition of hopeless. I was hopeless. And I did the one thing at my very most absolute concrete bottom. I did the one thing that saved my life. I reached out. I reached out for help. If you're struggling, please reach out. Reach out to a teacher, to a counselor, to a friend. Reach out to me. Reach out. That was on February 14, 2010. And I haven't had a drink or a drug since.
He's unbelievable. I would bring him back every year if I could. His message really, you know, just hits home and is a out of the park message to any kid that's young. There's so many tough things out there right now for our students to have to face, and he's hit them all. And it's just great to see him, you know, triumph in his life and come back to give back in this situation.
Stop me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you guys are staring at me because I'm the only one at the game without his dad. You're not staring at me because I'm so some sort of one-legged freak. You're not staring at me because I'm a professional wrestler or because I'm some junkie out of the corner looking for his next fix. I think you're staring at me because I represent what could happen. I represent what could happen if you never, ever, ever give up. I represent what could happen if you define yourself. I represent what can happen if you reach out and you take your shot. But above all else, I represent what can happen if you never, ever, ever give up. Do not give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Do not give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens. If it can happen for me, it can happen for you. Thank you guys very much.